For migrants who are desiring to come to the UK to claim asylum, or maybe are even now in the United Kingdom, there are numerous changes to the UK's asylum system that you will want to be mindful of. In this video, we will look at some of those changes to assist you realize what you must do if you're planning to claim asylum in the UK during the COVID-19 pandemic, or are presently having your case reviewed.
Brightest and the best.
Changing the UK
Single global
immigration system.
Have you subscribed to our channel yet? If not, then please subscribe now and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on UK visas and immigration. And if you like today's video, please share our video on Facebook, WhatsApp and Twitter. Temporary changes to asylum immigration process due to COVID-19. The global COVID-19 outburst has so far triggered a huge amount of disturbance and transformed the way many things must be resolved. It is far from business, as you might expect. Obviously, one seriously affected sector is immigration. Now let's talk about: can you still attend an asylum screening interview during the COVID-19 pandemic? As the COVID-19 pandemic has triggered major changes to the UK's asylum system, the system is still operating and functional. This denotes that you are, in spite of everything, able to submit a fresh claim and, where needed, go to an asylum screening interview. These interviews are for those migrants who are not screened at the port of entry, which generally takes place at the Asylum Intake Unit in London. Owing to people in the UK being advised not to travel needlessly, the UK Home Office has also resumed asylum screenings at offices in the following cities: Glasgow, Leeds, Belfast, Cardiff, Liverpool, and Solihull. Where you will attend your asylum screening interview will be depending on your location in the UK. Due to the rapid changing picture, we request you to get in touch with the Asylum Intake Unit on 0300 123 4193. The Asylum Intake Unit will guide where you must go for your asylum screening interview. If you are homeless or helpless, you may claim asylum without arranging for an appointment first, but you must get in touch with them to make sure you are going to the right office for your claim. If you need a substantive interview, you must contact the UK Home Office, as these interviews are presently on hold. There are face-to-face interviews that operate for an extended time. The UK Home Office is considering other possibilities, for example, Skype calls, to help them. Meanwhile, contact with the Asylum Intake Unit frequently, as will be able to guide you on your next steps. Now let's discuss if you can still lodge a fresh claim for asylum in the UK during the COVID-19 pandemic. As the UK's asylum system is still operating, you can lodge a fresh asylum claim. You are generally required to visit the Home Office's Liverpool office in person to submit the further evidence obligated for a fresh claim. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, at present this is not required. If you are required to send further documents to support your asylum claim, you can do this via email. In your email, you must identify yourself and submit the evidence that has been inquired. If you are confused in doing this on your own, or you may like the help of practiced and qualified immigration solicitors, so you should get in touch with them as soon as possible so they can send the required documents for you. As the UK's Asylum Department is very occupied, they have a preference to deal with claimants via email. You can still make a phone call, but at the moment this is not the greatest way to get in touch with them, and you may realize that email will be a better option. Are you wondering what support is available to asylum seekers during the COVID-19 pandemic? The UK Home Office has modified many of the rules and regulations for what happens to asylum seekers due to COVID-19 pandemic. The UK Home Office on 27th of March 2020 publicised a 3-month window in which the Home Office will not remove immigrants from their asylum accommodation. Generally, asylum seekers in the UK would get a notice to quit letter when their asylum application had been processed. Whether they get refugee status or their claim had been rejected, they would be required to leave their accommodation. If you have been given a notice to quit letter, it is very important that you get in touch with Migrant Help, link mentioned below, so that they can get their support widened. Please keep in mind that you will not be forced to leave your asylum accommodation if your asylum application has been accepted. You will also carry on receiving money on your ASPIN card until you start getting universal credit, and you will be contacted when the COVID-19 lockdown ends completely to inform you what you must do next. Sadly, if your asylum application has been denied and you have got the notice of appeal right exhausted, you will then be shifted onto Section 4 support. In the past, if you were in this condition, you would have had your financial support eliminated and would be forced to leave the UK. As the UK is in lockdown, they will not force you to leave the country. When the COVID-19 lockdown ends, you will be contacted on what to do next. As majority of the countries are under lockdown, it is dubious that you will be able to depart from the UK for some time. If you have any confusions regarding your case or your immigration status, comment below, so our team of experts can help you get out of this misery.